Hey guys, Wee Woo here. This is the January channel update video for YouTube, Twitch, and everything Liru. I usually want to try to get these out in the middle of the month, but the past 2 weeks have been really hectic, based off of random things happening that just ate up most of my time and then pushed me over the edge, mental breakdown, yada yada, the usual. Uh, I hate to say it like that, but with me over the past few months, it has been the usual, and that's another major reason why I'm coming out with this video to talk about some immediate changes to things going forward. I'm going to explain why. I'll explain some other stuff I'm going to be working on, and then we'll also touch on, the Twitch TOS update that happened a few days ago officially. So, current situation is I am going to start pulling back on some of the YouTube and Twitch stuff. The whole background for it is because I had something lined up after college ended back in December, so about 2 months ago. Yeah, no, it was pretty much done by December, but that's besides the point. But Corona happened, and that all kind of disappeared. And I've been since trying to push all this to work on it full time to potentially live off of it and whatnot. The issue is when you turn your hobby into the job that you rely on, and you're in a very crazy environment that, there's no guarantee that you're going to make ends meet month to month, it creates a lot of stress and you're forced to, just try to work as hard as you can. But if you do that for months at a time, you're eventually going to burn yourself out to high hell. And I have safeguards up the wazoo for that because I've done it in the past. But Sunday, I literally just walked out of the Stargate op because I just snapped at that point. There was just a lot on my mind with everything, and it just took one little jab, which normally was harmless, that just made me shut everything off, go take a shower, and I had never felt so relieved in a very long time uh, while I was in there, just to like shut it all off for a while. So that's kind of shown me that I need to pull back on a few things. So what I've done is I went back to I call him my boss because he was going to be my boss, but I asked him if there was any way that I could change the terms of what we were going to do because originally it was going to be that job was going to be built around what I do for YouTube and Twitch. Now it's being negotiated that it's the other way around. I build Twitch and YouTube around that schedule. That way I can have a dedicated job, so I can rely on that financially. And then YouTube and Twitch can go back to being a hobby and I can have fun with it and make my own terms. So I interviewed for that yesterday. The only thing stopping me from getting that is if they don't have the position anymore, and he's got to now go back to his superiors and ask if there is something there for me to take. And if not, I'll look at a few other places and see what happens. But I will also admit the current job environment around is not what I really want. Because if I were to do that, then I would have to outright abandon a lot of projects right now, and that's not what I want to do. I'd rather finish those out over the next few months and then potentially get something like that, depending on where everything goes. So it gives me a few months to try to figure out a few things. But regardless, I just. How do I put this? YouTube is completely up and down, especially when the algorithm is not with you, because the algorithm prioritizes larger channels these days, or just doesn't like me, one of the two. And I think it's just because of how much I upload, but that's besides the point. And then Twitch with the new TOS, you literally just have to be super PC, and I have to just watch myself over what I love to do in life, play video games, and it's stressful, it's dumb, and I'm tired of doing it, to be perfectly honest, in the volume that I am, because it's just debilitating at this point. And I hope you guys can understand, but I'm also not going to just completely throw all this to the wind and scuttle it. No, 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 no. So let's talk about a few like immediate changes that are going to happen. Number one, for YouTube, the Liru Shenanigans channel is going to stay the same. One upload every 2 weeks on a Saturday, 10 a.m. Fine. VODs, still going to do my best to make sure I get those up. This is DayZ footage, by the way, from the TSB DayZ server. I will have a few of these come up, but not much because a lot of it also streams my base locations, and I know people watch it back and see my codes for my saves and blah, blah, blah. So don't expect this, but there's something else I'll talk about for this later, though. But the main channel, I'm going to go back to 2 video uploads a day at 9:30 and noonish, respectively. Maybe 12:30, maybe 1. We'll see. It'll focus on, again, highlights, Zeusing, and PvP stuff, but I will also be expanding it to a few other projects, such as what you're watching right now, in the form of edited highlight comps or, something that I'll figure out. But nonetheless, it's just a scale back on projects. I am also debating scaling back a few things within TSB that are taking me a lot of time, but we'll see how that goes. And again, I will be spending the next few months finishing out some of my major projects and then scaling back on my workload. It's gonna be a new focus on quality instead of quantity. And I would say in the next few months, especially, you're going to see a lot of things turn to bi-weekly slots as I will lessen my workload to make room for, what I want to pursue now. And hopefully that'll help fix my mental health. But I'm one of those types of people where if I'm super busy and I have a good diversity of things to work on, I can completely power through it as long as I'm enjoying myself. And that's also why I really want to try to get this job because I genuinely enjoyed it. It has to do with money, but I don't want to touch too far on it because I don't want to dwell too far into my personal life on that regard. But it's something I'm really interested in, so I'm excited to go into that. But anyway, that's the immediate scale back in terms of what specific streams might change. I might forego my Monday stuff. My Tuesday stuff, I will keep going. That was a nasty lag spike there. I will keep going to finish out Project 16, and then I'm not sure if I'll continue it with another Mandalorian project I have, but it's on a later slot, so I might be able to still keep it, especially since the next project is going to be a lot less time consuming. But that might also immediately go to a bi-weekly slot because that's a lot to work on for Project 16 week to week. So still gonna rebudget my time and see what happens. Wednesday, I'm still gonna do my bi-weekly Wednesday op in TSB, and I'm still gonna do my bi-weekly 506 op for the Dressler campaign and continue that going forward because that's a late night slot and I absolutely love doing it. Because that's where we get into some really fun, cool lore stuff. Anyhow, Thursday, gonna keep doing Paw Patrol. OFCRA might be an issue. That's gonna be negotiated on Friday or Saturday, depending on if the job's still available, because that would potentially cut into work time. But we'll have to see how things go. Paw Patrol still going because that's a later night slot, and then TMTM. I mean, that's a if I do or if I don't. Same with 506 Secret Squirrel. When I'm not Zeusing, it's if I feel like going, I'll go. But I do prefer to go to those because it's fun. Diversifies Arma for me, keeps things fresh. Friday, EUFNF, again, same boat as OFCRA. It's within the time I would be working, so I'll see. We'll play it by ear. Corona does give me a lot to work with here, but we'll see what happens. But NA, I do fully intend to still cover. Saturdays are still my off days, where I sometimes have an op for like the 700th or whatnot. It's going to keep that way. And then Sundays, I might drop altogether, but we'll see. I'm thinking we'll just shrink it down to one op, and we'll just have to see where things go with, where do I want to take the public op slot? Where do I want to take the T3 slot? That's all up in the air right now. I'm just debating how I want to do things with all of that anyway. So we'll play it by ear. If you're a Patreon or you're a Twitch sub, you'll get emails about it every week or two as I, try to sort all this out. But really where I want to take Arma is at least for Zeusing, is I'll again finish all the projects, but keep working on some of the really cool and interesting stuff. I'm still going to pursue Stargate. I'm going to rerun what I didn't run on Sunday with some minor fixes to appease the threes. Um, but I have the 1979 campaign that's going to come out soon, and we'll just see how it all goes. But um, I do need to find an op slot or two to just outright drop to just give myself more time. So again, if that means dropping EUFNF and OFCRA, so be it. But I just want to find some extra time right now. And I've already been doing that with not running anything on Sundays for a long while. So we'll just continue to see how that goes. Otherwise, I think that's it for the immediate channel changes. It's just for my mental health. We're all human, right? We just gotta work with what we got. But let's talk about some of the new upcoming stuff. So one of the things I'm gonna work on is trying to diversify the channel a little bit more. I'm looking into Squad, especially the Clone Wars mod, but we'll see on that. I know for a guarantee right now, TSB does have a new DayZ server on Namalsk. They're adding a shit ton of mods. We got like bloodsuckers, for example, and they're fucking terrifying. But we got a good amount of players on there, and I have at least like 10 hours of footage on it already, which I know for a fact I can edit down into a handful of videos. And again, just to help diversify the content of the channel and see where all of that goes, you know? Because I think if we were to expand a little bit, still utilizing ARM as like the base game that the channel is based on, we can see where these other projects go, and I can help try to test the algorithm just to see what can still work in my favor, if anything, because I have tried other people's suggestions through videos or word of mouth in the past, and none of it works, for me at least, but that's also because I think YouTube has me on that nasty blacklist there. The hidden mature rating on channels because of the quote unquote military content I do. Bleh. But that's a rant for another time. Let's see. Other projects we have coming out soon is in the future you might start seeing some large scale Zeus ops once a month or so. I'll be ground commanding one. I believe next weekend, Saturday. It's a multi-community thing, but if that goes well, then I will also be, moving into doing that. Basically, like take the concept of FNF with all of the communities and put them in a PvE op instead of a PvP op. That's what I'm going for. Similar to what Coalition was, the CCOs. Before they turned it to PvP, it was PvE. So I want to take a crack at it with, my resources, my expertise, my experts, and we'll see how things go. And then that could be something cool to have a large scale Zeus op go for, 4 to 6 hours. We'll probably have to do a restart, halfway in between. But again, ideas going forward. Other things, Stargate stuff. Again, already touched on it, but we have some one-offs planned and then a 1945 style campaign, which I'll talk about on the day of, which I believe will, I think, start next Wednesday, actually, at 6:30 p.m. EST. That'll be a TSB open to everyone up. And then, just maintaining everything else that I'm doing right now. But I will start to scale back on some stuff. And I also do understand that doing a 2 upload a day thing will start creating a massive front log very quickly. But again, I need it because of how everything is. But that gives me a little bit of a buffer zone to work on thumbs. Make sure that YouTube doesn't corrupt anything in the fucking video. Sorry, I was getting a little touchy there. They've fucked with my thumbs. They fucked with my outro. They fucked with my intro. They fuck with everything. you know? That's one of the stressors I have. And then they, greatly fluctuate my pay even though viewership doesn't change. It's like, why? Why do you do this to me? Sorry, I just booped my mic. Just, ugh. That's the boat I'm in. That's some of the stress. And then let's touch on the Twitch TOS. So, for those of you who don't know, Twitch updated their policies and made it effective on the 22nd. So, now I can't say simp, incel, virgin, God, there's 2 others, but they're dumb. Just dumb little words that people have been using on Twitch forever as like light insults, and it's It's funny, but at the same time, it's worrisome because Twitch also banned me for a month over some little bullshit and didn't let me appeal it at all. Meanwhile, other people are able to get away with so much more because of their gender. It's like, again, that's a different rant. Again, but do you see why I'm in this boat? Because again, it's just all an unfair situation. And that's what's forcing me to make cutbacks because I just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's all just dumb and boring and stressful. And I don't really want to be a part of it anymore. It's like when I was with my ex. Bloodwing's not my ex, by the way, for clarification, because people keep asking that. No, her and I are still 7 years strong and going. But my ex took a lot out of me. That's besides the point. So, yeah, TLDR for those of you that only skip to the end, because I know there are a few of you. 2 videos a day. Uh, Less content over time because I'm gonna cut back. Diversifying content, experimenting with Daisy and maybe Squad. Squad isn't a guarantee yet. I'm gonna focus on one thing, Daisy, see how it goes. Other two YouTube channels are gonna keep going as is, and that should be it. Oh, and the Twitch TOS. Oh, right. Okay. No more clips on Twitch. I'm sorry. I can't have someone clipping something and then some idiot review botting it because that's exactly how I got banned and why we had to take VODs away. And with the fucking little things, I can't risk anything anymore. Not until I get the new job, if I get a new job, because there's still a big fucking if next to it. But if I do, I'll probably bring them back because at that point I won't care. But at the same time, nah, I can't say that either because I still want to keep growing TSB or at least maintaining it and other platforms, communities, excuse me, that I do work for. And Twitch is my #1 way to do that right now because YouTube is silly. Yeah. But anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the YouTube comment section. I'll spend the time to answer them like I usually troll my own comment section and whatnot. When I say troll in that case, I mean look through it, not mess with people unless you say something silly. Otherwise, nonetheless, I want to spend this last portion to thank a few people. One, first and foremost, thank you, Stone, for keeping my ass afloat. Seriously, you've bailed me out so many damn times. It's super appreciated. Uh, as well as all the Patreons and Twitch subscribers. Again, thank you so much for supporting me here. It means a lot, but I don't want to keep relying on you. I want to become self-sufficient, and that's what I need to do to get through all of this. So that's part of the challenge right there. But otherwise, thank you for everything, and I hope you could keep continuing to enjoy everything. I want to thank all of the administration and TSB for helping me run the community. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes in running a community. It's literally a part-time job on its own. But I want to thank all of the veteran players and T3s for putting up with me, especially with what happened on Sunday. And thank you for being so understanding. And I want to thank all the communities I work for letting me in to your community so I can, work on stuff outside of TSB that I know doesn't fall within their scope so I can keep doing what I love and finding places to do it. And thank you to all of you listening. Seriously, this place would not be here without you guys. That is a definite. And I would not have the ability to do what I love without you. So, thank you. Seriously. It means a lot. But before I fucking get all teary-eyed shit, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. We're on the 20-minute mark. So, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Otherwise, cheers, and I will see you in the next video.